freewheeling cavalcade of circulation, thus defined by the octagon table of double-wide mental introspection and dedicated utilitarian outward thinking in defense of zero content. Translation: we ain't got nothing.
Going down the wrong pipe, of course. Hey, folks, Dude here. Coming in. An iteration of Dude After Dark. This, of course, being a live edition. Those of you on the Facebook side of the equation might notice things are just a little bit weird simply because, Mrs. Dude absconded with my laptop. I'm going to kill that secondary light here. See how that looks. No difference. Okay, well, whatever. Anyway, so way, shape, and form in which we're looking at things. Way, shape, and form in which we're looking at things. I am really cheating like crazy here because I am literally running the YouTube side on my home computer and I'm running my podcast on Facebook on my 1T home construction device of the Note 9. That was actually one of my friends calling, and it's damn annoying. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. From here on in, I'm going to go and silence them. That's right. You are now quietized. And of course, I do actually still have this turned on. So if you see me like looking over and introspecting and going, it's because I'm actually taking in work for later on doing Uber. So I'm literally pretty much constantly always at work in one shape, way, or form. And we'll move on with that one. I do notice something that's a little annoying with Facebook, though, and they do seem to do this on pretty much just about any device that I utilize. They keep going on, it's too low in frames per second. And it's like, okay, I've done that on a laptop. I've done that on a home computer. And now I'm doing that on a not too terribly, not really quite, like completely out of the mark device. Like, the Note 9 is really not that obsolescent. Okay, what the heck is this thing going on about now? Don't need that. Okay, goodbye. Anyway, so way, shape, and form, which we're looking at stuff. We are now looking at a rather healthy news day, shall we say? You know what? I'm going to cheat on this one. Okay, I'm really just going to cheat on this one just to make life a little bit easier. I'm going to be pulling stuff off of the second Note 9. Why? Because my 1T home device style of construction here. I wonder if I could do an introspection kind of a, thing within a thing within a thing within a thing. Let's just try that and see how that looks. So basically what it is you have the one device looking at the other device, looking at the other device while looking at the other device. So basically this right here would be the Note 9, the 1T construction Note 9 that I built. Of course, this would be the home computer of, operation they're in and good stuff like that. Okay, well, anyway, tired of playing around with that one. But anyway, it was me being, kind of weird. So it was like one of those introspection things where it was a camera looking into a camera, looking into a camera, looking into another camera, and moving out smartly on that one there. And let me just flip things around just a bit. Beep. Okay, so my primary user Note 9 is, it's all prerequisite, everything all locked in. The only downside is my 1T construction Note 9. It's kind of really more of a spare than anything. And truthfully, it's actually my third Note 9. I actually do have 3 Note 9s. This one I dropped, I broke a back. The other one that I have as a standby in my yellow gig bag, which is behind the, the Don't Tread on Me flag, is another, 128 Note 9 that I dropped on its face. So yeah, it still works, but only problem is you're like going, getting glass splinters. So that one is kind of tucked off to the side, and that one's not so, used as regularly. But the thing about it is, I know them backwards and forwards now. Barry K. Sean, appreciate you coming to the room, brother. So looking at things as it is, hopefully things are working out okay. Accordingly on Facebook, I mean, I am using some really kind of just off the wall equipment. I mean, I'm really using like a smartphone for the video. I'm using an external microphone. So who knows what sound guy is going to throw at stuff here, and we'll move out smartly on that one. Of course, Facebook is begging, pleading for me to play with everything and switch everything all around and do all kinds of happy horse stuff. And no, I'm not going to do that. I actually do not have a ton of news stories saved up. So, I'm going to be kind of probably, waxing eloquent on some certain items also. But I can tell you for sure, I do not have the crud. Okay. I do not have the crud. Let me do something really stupid, smart, and hopefully conversely, transferable here. Hopefully this does reflect. This does reflect. And hang on a second here. I don't know why it does this stupid blow up thing. That's the most annoying thing about Facebook sometimes is it's really not very well written. It just isn't. Its programming is just really sketch. I mean, where it should be working accordingly and doing things that it needs to do, it just doesn't do it particularly well. Case in point, there's like some things that really should be transitioning nicely, and they really truly don't play well with each other in terms of like the general zeitgeist of the way stuff should be working in Facebook items. I mean, case in point, you could look at like some of the stuff that they do, and it just doesn't transition well to like the everyman's kind of a hey, I'm trying to show you a blah blah blah. It just doesn't transition well at all. Okay, hang on a second here. I'm gonna have to literally jump out of this picture to go to another. Yeah, that's not what I wanted either. I have animals running amok. For some reason, I found out cats don't like air dusters, like those cans of air. So when they start screwing up, I hose that around and they're like, ah! Yeah, it tends to work rather nicely. All right, so let me go here in my gallery real fast. Hopefully, I have the image in here somewhere. Okay, no, that's not going to work either. Okay, I'm going to have to do a simple, stupid workaround here. Why? Because Facebook won't let you take an image, blow it up so you can show it off to somebody else, or so you actually can see it on your own devices. It's just really a sketch thing. Could be said that pretty much they just really just don't practice good. They don't practice good programming. That's it in a nutshell. And you can hear I'm still kind of rough around the edges for my standard lung operation. It is the tail end of like a head cold or some such, and I'm basically fine. I do sometimes do have the coughing jags, but you have that annoying thing where you're like doing okay, and all of a sudden you're coughing up hairballs. It's like, oh dude, stop. No, that's just gross. All right, so anyway, let me cheat like this. Run back over to basically what should be simple, stupid, and easy. But let me now get this conversely set up. Okay, so I did do a home COVID test. Okay, you guys can absolutely see here. So let me show you exactly how things work. In the scheme of things, when you do the test, let me do a little bit of dropping down in the contrast. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Okay, so hopefully that helps. All right, so you're now looking at the actual, test strip. You can see it says C and it says T. C just means, okay, you put snot juice in there and it's working the way it should be working. T means you have a positive response and you got the crud. You can see I'm showing 1 bar, not 2 bars. I don't have COVID, okay? And that was one of the messed up things also is the band that I work with, like 2 members of those guys went down with COVID and they're like, yeah, this gig we got coming up last ditch notice, we're not doing the gig. So that kind of really was not particularly humorous in any regard to say, oh no, things are really screwed up here. And obviously we can't really do the gig because, well, people are sick. Anyway, Tater's mom. Oh, how you doing there, Jen? How you doing? Okay, I know who Tater's mom is. So yeah, hopefully the video is looking okay. For me, it is a little tiny letterbox on my smartphone, which is just in front of me. Obviously, behind that, I do have my actual home computer doing what it needs to do for all the various interactions I need to do with my stuff. And hopefully things won't sound like no, sound guy. No, I wasn't gonna say that, okay? I just want to say hopefully it doesn't sound like, I don't really want it to sound like caca, but I wasn't saying that. I just wanted it to sound like
Oh my.
no, I didn't want George Takei either. Okay, I wasn't looking for that. Okay, I was looking for something decent, not so crazy, not so terrible. Excuse me, cats are screwing up again. Cats are screwing up again. Amazing how well this stuff works. They just go and they go running off. So it does work. Can of air possibly could work for your cats too. We really got to bring that volume up, sound guy. That was supposed to be a golf clap, and it was like bottom rung. Really, like really seriously bottom rung. Like so quiet that yeah, it was not even worthy. Okay. All right. So looking at things as it is, hang on a sec. I got another request for another ride here. Uh, Yeah, and I think that's going to be a last one I'm doing down there. I keep getting a lot of runs down around like DC and Virginia and whatnot. And I'm up in Baltimore, so that's 40 miles away. But once I'm down there, if I start working, that's cool. I don't want to stay there much later than about like 5:15. I want to get the hell out of Dodge and I want to keep heading north. So that's obviously going to be a last ride. But the thing that's nice about the reservation stuff is I can block in my time. And I know from this time to this time to that time, blah, 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 blah. I can make this set amount of money per reservation locked in. I know what I'm going to earn. So that's what we're doing right now is we're looking at good stuff like that there. So hopefully my next work week is not going to be like kind of penny ante because I really had to outlay some funds for like, some not cheap stuff to get done on the vehicle. And that made my bank account just go
fatality.
Oh, mega big time. My bank account right now is just going, yeah, gas prices right now, you're just gonna go. Yeah, you're gonna just yeah, it's just yeah. Yeah, you're just gonna yeah, it's just yeah, every time you look at it, you just go yeah, and you're just looking at the bank account going, oh man, I really don't want to throw that kind of cash at it, but you gotta burn the gas to make the money to do the job to earn the money to make the it's kind of one of those vicious circle type of things. Let me sharpen the focus. I don't know what it was, but I was looking at my camera on my home computer. Obviously, it was transmitting to YouTube, and it was just like this soft focus. It was kind of a little strange there. So anyway, looking in the chat room, I got some more people in the room. Martina Sasquatch, appreciate you coming on by there, Abrams. Let's see. Hey, I'm good. Hope you are too. Martina Sasquatch, howdy doody, everybody. Oh, jeez. Tater's mom need to PM me. I have something you might be interested in. BJ's is the cheapest we've found. It's insane. Yeah, there is a couple BJ's locations that are close to me. Technically, I think the one that is actually like closer to like, the southern side of Baltimore. It's an area called Canton. That would be actually probably the closest one to me, but there's another one that's like, up the road another direction. So it's merely a case of do I want to fight my way up one, fight my way down the other, or do I want to simply just go on over to, I don't know, something wild and crazy, like maybe just going over to Sam's Club, of which I also have a membership. But to get to that thing, you have to fight your way through the shopping mall from hell. Yeah, that is not a good location. Tater's mom can tell you golden ring equals bad. Yeah. No. It used to be a mall. They knocked it down. It's now a shopping center that is literally the most chaotic organization ever. Yeah, she's right. Golden ring is horrid. If you guys know anything about the area, there actually was a mall there at one point in time. They knocked down the mall. It is now this shopping center, which is literally like a picture frame. And there really is only like 3 ways into this thing. So you would think logically, oh, I want to go from like, any side into this thing. No, no. You have one way off a major roadway. You have another way off another major roadway. Both of those have exits off of the 695 Baltimore Beltway. And never mind the fact that one of the roadways is like a choice avenue for people coming up from the city to go, we're going to export your suck into the county area from the city area. You'll be dealing with our low rent, disputably disgusting habits. And yeah, I mean, the thing that always tends to crack me up is if you look at one of the areas where they actually catch the bus, it's, you're going out of the Walmart and you're going down this long driveway. Well, you got to cross over this major roadway, like 4 lanes of major roadway till you finally get to the exit or the entrance to the Baltimore Beltway. Well, you look at that bus stop, there's usually about 20 or 30 shopping carts all lined up there where everybody's like, yeah, I'm not carrying my stuff. I'm going to hump it down to here. Then I'll get on the bus. Then I'll carry it. Wow. Yeah, Tater's mom. They screwed up the parking lot big time and put stop signs in the stupidest places. I was going to say they put islands in the stupidest places, but the other thing that really truly makes that thing suck is right into the entrance of the shopping center. There is no less than like 3 of the choicest places for people to go to. There's a Walmart, a McDonald's, and a Panda Express. Yipes. I mean, the only thing they could have really done to even make it better than that is they would have put in like a Popeyes chicken. Oh, no, I'm sorry. The Popeyes chicken is on the other side of the roadway. Ugh. You want to talk about one-stop shopping for the ghetto people? That's Golden Ring, dude. Yeah, this is true. She says people can't drive or read, but that's just how they roll. All right, so let me do a quick snoop here. I did actually put some things in I really don't want to go this route, but unfortunately, I guess I'm going to have to. I usually don't like running multiple things on the home computer when I'm trying to do a YouTube video, mostly because the live casts are so unbelievably hard on the resources. I mean, it just drags down everything really mega big time. I mean, it makes your computer just kind of go and slow to a crawl. Excuse me 1 second here. Beverages. So anyway, looking at things as it is, let me go over here real fast. Kill the camera controller because it's just hanging in front of me. It's being obnoxious. It is being obnoxious. I do have to say, though, right off the cuff, the monkeypox is a joke. If you've ever been vaccinated for smallpox or any of those other poxes, you don't got to worry about monkeypox, okay? And the other thing, too, is also it's come out that the reason why the festival of alternate lifestylers, shall we say, there's a reason why that stuff is as bad as it is because those guys were, well, how do I say this without saying this? They were having way too much fun with each other. Okay, that's basically about the easiest way to say it. And everything that came down from that was pretty much just guys doing really unscrupulous behavior with each other and not thinking about the long-term side effects. Guys, you really kind of have to strap up and be maybe a little bit careful because supposedly this monkeypox is it doesn't monkey around so much. Anyway, let me scroll on back here. And like I said, I really, truly don't like doing this with, just pulling stuff out of Yahoo emails because there's just so much crap that I don't want to deal with. But there is some stuff specifically that, does come up. And I get so much crap when these guys are like, buy my so-and-so. Yeah, buy this and the other thing. This other crap. But, it's generically just tons and tons and tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of crap in my inbox. You know what I'm going to do? I think I'm just going to cut straight to the chase here. And I'm going to jump over to my Gmail account because I think I get less just falderall over there and I have to fudge through. And I can actually get stuff that might be just a little bit easier to do. So let's try that one. But this is the kind of stuff you get when you have a city or a state run very, very blue. Oh, my word. There's no other way to express this other than to simply say for what it is. But America's biggest city, which happens to be my homeland, New York City is declaring a state of emergency. Why are they declaring a state of emergency? Oh, I don't know. Maybe something stupid like baby formula? Yeah, they're declaring emergency over baby formula. So, Mayor Eric Adams, who is formerly a New York City cop, issued a state of emergency Sunday in hopes of curbing price gouging and amid the baby formula shortage. Okay, I have done internet searches for friends that I know on and off of Facebook simply because they are so desperate to find like the air quotes sensitive. The sensitive one is actually one that is set up for kids that have like, very irritable digestive tracts and they need something that's not going to be so abusive to them when they're actually trying to intake this stuff because it doesn't really serve anything for the kid to go, okay, I just took in a bunch of stuff and, it comes back out as a mudslide. So anyway, they've done an emergency executive order, which will help us crack down on any of the retailer looking to capitalize on this crisis by jacking up prices on this essential good. Eric, I got bad news for you, Bubby. If it costs $50,000 from the back door and it goes from the front door costing $65,000, they didn't make that much money. Now, the other thing, too, is also if it comes through the back door and it's $50,000 and they sell it for $65,000 and the next load coming in is $75,000, they're $10,000 in the hole to even buy the next load of stock to sell. So, that's not price gouging for these guys to go, it cost us $50,000, we're going to ask for $80,000 because they still have their overhead to cover. They still have to pay for all their people. They still have to pay for all these various things that are coming into play that politicians don't think about. Why? Well, mostly because politicians have never run a business ever. They have no inkling of how things work in the real world. And in the zeitgeist of things for what it is, they are the reasons why we are where we are currently. Tater's mom, New York City is a cesspool. Well, you notice I'm from there, but I'm not going back there. There's a reason why. It's because it's run like a very blue area. And I can tell you generically, folks, if I was not married to Mrs. Dude right now, I would not be in Maryland. Basically, the way that things are right now, she's a locked-in government employee. We're stuck here until she retires. And potentially, I want to really go south. I'm thinking like Florida. She's like, oh, that's too humid. It's like, yeah, well, 5 months out of the year, it sucks. Rest of the time, it's perfect. There's air conditioning, and we got to come up with something better than this because this is how do I say this without saying this? It's just really just yeah, it's just yeah. Welcome to Maryland. Yeah, thank you for coming to Maryland. Just give us everything you got in your back pocket, and yeah. It is what it is. Okay. So in their infinite wisdom, causing the problem that is the problem, they then go, we are the cure for what ails you. We will fix all of this stuff. Guys, you're the reasons why everything's jacked up in the beginning of it. You guys are not the cure that ails you because, well, you guys pretty much just made everything bad. Patriot Fever in the room says Prince Matistan is not much better. This is true. Oh, Patriot Fever, appreciate you coming on board, sir. Martina Sasquatch, dude, have you heard about the CBP destroying formula brought back from Mexico? Dude, I don't doubt it at all. Did you know there's regulations in the United States to ensure you do not import baby formula from other countries? I got news for you. If this stuff was like completely lethal to their own kids, they wouldn't be using it. So the chance of us having to, deal with this stuff coming from other nations, we can't do that. Never mind the fact that the U.S. military is bringing back baby formula. Never mind the fact that along the border, we have stocked shelf areas to support the immigrants coming across. And I'm saying that very, air quotes, immigrants. I'm going to call them illegal aliens seeking to breach our sovereignty. But the areas that are servicing the quote unquote immigrants is well stocked on baby formula. Now, that baby formula that we would be using is the same exact stuff as what they're sending down to the immigrants, quote unquote. And the stuff that they have in Mexico and other places around the planet is made by the same guys who made it for our country, just with foreign national differences being, oh, yeah, this one now has a label in Spanish rather than in English. Since it went to Mexico, unfortunately, we can't import it back, even though it's the same blanking stuff. I've often said, folks, if you want to see how government works, they make the problem to then solve the problem because they are the problem. Excuse me 1 second here. So, long and short, essentially, that's where we are right now with the baby formula situation. It's stupid. And it's absolutely something that could have been avoided. Abbott got shut down. And they're like the guys who make Similac. I mean, like the big name. Like you're basically saying like the Coca-Cola of like kids stuff. So the biggest problem that they have right now is, oh yeah, 2 kids died from this stuff. So 2 kids died from potentially secondarily, potentially tertiary. You really have no true clue why these kids died, other than you think it's the baby formula. So you shut down the operation completely and deny the country 40% of all the baby formula available to us. I have heard that there's some, scuttlebutt going around, that of course being Marine Corps slang for, basically theories out of somebody's ass. And what it is they say essentially is they tell you very, very strongly worded warnings. They make sure everybody knows about it. The scoop that you're using to take the baby formula out and put into the baby bottle before you dilute it, mix it up with water, whatever you got to do to it, that scoop needs to be clean. If you take that scoop, load in the baby formula into the bottle, then throw that scoop into the sink. Okay, you and I could probably climb into your kitchen sink right now, lick it, and we might get an upset stomach. Little kids are not built with that kind of biome and, of course, diversity of things to deal with these things in their lower GI tract. They're still in the process of getting all the boogies to deal with all the boogies. And the problem is they say sometimes the parents take the scoop, get a scoop of baby goo in there, throw that in the sink, and then don't sterilize or sanitize the scoop before they put it back into the baby formula to get another load. That's one thing that they say could have caused these 2 child deaths is basically you're throwing dirty works at the kid, and the kid is getting loaded up with a whole bunch of bougies that they cannot combat because they don't have, the flora and fauna in their native biome. Translation, their lower GI tract and all the rest of that, able to fight it off stuff. They're not there yet. Martina Sasquatch, in better news, I'm learning to use a 24-volt Raymond order picker at work. Well, I've played with the 23-volt order picker. Fine. You got the 24-volt. But don't order pick your stuff in public, okay? It's just don't. Anyway, look at other stuff too. Man, I got to tell you, sometimes these news stories these guys came up with, it is just redonkulous. But there's another news story out. Supposedly, the Wuhan lab was experimenting with monkeypox last year. Sounds a little bit coincidentally like something else on the planet. I wonder what else we could be talking about. Something else from the Wuhan laboratory. Could we possibly be talking about
The Chinese Communist COVID viral infection.
Possibly? I don't know. Did that actually come from Wuhan? Was there something known as
The Chinese Communist COVID viral infection.
Yeah, I'm thinking if something sounds like sound guy. No, that was not what I was. Okay, fine. If it sounds like it must be okay. So I think you got that one. That one didn't work on me, sound guy. Okay, because if it sounds like that's not what I'm looking for, dude. Anyway, I wasn't looking for that either. Okay, I was gonna say if it sounds like I got this one. Okay, I got this one, sound guy. If it sounds like it must be exactly okay. So that's what we're talking about here. Not you folks see the situation in which sometimes I have to contend with here, dealing with a sound guy. Sometimes he just goes off the rails. I have heard something very interesting though, and it's this one. It's kind of getting more than a little political than I really truly like at times, but I got to broach this one just for the fun of it. And this one's coming from truthpress.com, or sorry, truthpress.news. And it's saying that Georgia's record breaking early voter turnout defies quote unquote voter suppression accusations. So it's basically the scuttlebutt that the Democrats and the news media throws around about, oh, yeah, there's such voter suppression when the Republicans know that they're this, that, and the other thing, because the Democrats are such underdogs. These guys are so honest. There's no way in the world you can hold them up for anything because they're such paragons of virtue. And it's come out to, pretty much that all this crap they're throwing around is absolute, complete, and total Bravo Sierra. So anyway, reading the article as it shows, early voting in Georgia broke records this week despite last year's adoption of election integrity measures that critics derided as quote-unquote voter suppression. And President Joe Kaka called a quote-unquote blatant attack on the Constitution and compared it to the Jim Crow era relic. Man, if there's anybody that really truly should just shut their trap about anything, I'm going to say most earnestly, and it's probably going to be, well, President, it should be President. Because if anybody knows anything about any kind of anything who's basically brain dead in the process, it is going to be President. That's right. We're talking about
The name is.
I love the fart at the end. That just still tickles me. Anyway, the thing about it is these guys really try to play the whole game about, oh yeah, Republicans are so looking for the subterfuge and this, that, and the other thing. I've been saying this for time in eternal. People really, truly need to look at the Democrats for what they do, the games they play, and when they play it. And the things that they do are just completely unscrupulous. And the reason why they do it is they're trying to muddy the waters so much that truly there is no other way around to simply call them for what they are, what they're doing, and when they're doing it. And they're trying to muddy the waters and say, well, see, everybody does it, especially the Republicans. But the thing I find more schizophrenic, psychotic, and potentially just absolutely stridently, observantly easy to see is the Democrats will always charge the other guy of doing that thing of which they're trying to do, trying to subvert, trying to make everybody bend towards. And in the process of doing all these things, make everybody have to deal with the fact that they have gotten this thing under the table, camel's nose under the tent. And they were like, see, the Republicans were doing it first. Completely psychotic how these guys play this game. Or pathological. Let's go with that one. Completely pathological the way these guys do these things. Quote, the record early voter turnout is testament to the security of the voting system and the hard work of our county election officials. Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger said in a statement. Quote, as Secretary of State, I promised to strike a strong balance between access and security in our elections, and these numbers demonstrate that I kept that promise and the voters have confidence in Georgia's elections. Folks, if there's 14 states that pretty much blew off this balderdash from the last election, the Democrats have sunk. There's no one in the world that going to get enough fake votes in there to try to game the system the way they did the last time. It ain't going to blanking fly. I don't know about this one. This one kind of makes me wonder about if it's really real or not, or if it's just one of these kind of stories put out there to try to, put something in a good light or make, the bad guy look better. But what it is essentially now there's a news story. This one I'm quoting from conservativefighters.com. And this one is rather interesting. Just give me 1 second here. This one being conservativefighters.co/news. Putin survived recent assassination attempt, says an intel chief. Okay, so the oligarchs now are going, dude, we're not making enough money. We really want to kick your ass for doing it in the process. Yeah. So anyway, this one published 18 hours ago on the 24th. Oh, heck, it'd be 18 hours ago because, it would have been like midnight. But anyway, Russian President Vladimir Putin survived a recent assassination bid that was hushed up by the Kremlin, the Ukrainian intelligence chief said in a bombshell interview. Oh, I love these names. Kirilo Budanov, head of Ukraine's defense ministry's main intelligence directorate, made a claim in an interview that Ukraine Pravda. While he offered few details, the alleged assassination bid would have come about 1 month into Russia's invasion of the Ukraine. And I'm saying the Ukraine, but I really should just simply say Ukraine. Quote, he was attacked in the line of as they say, representatives of the Caucasus not long ago, Budanov said. This is a non-public information. This is a non-public information. That's kind of strange translation. Absolutely unsuccessful attempt. Yeah, he's still alive, but it really took place. It was about 2 months ago. Once again, he was unsuccessful, he added. There's no publicity about this event, but it took place. The assassination event could not be verified, but there's strong evidence the invasion of Ukraine is unpopular in Russia. Protests broke out in major cities in March, although demonstrators were arrested. Opposition has become more stealthy since then. Graffiti, sabotage of railways in both Russia and Belarus, and firebombing of recruitment centers have occurred, according to Fox News. One shadow group called, quote, Stop the Wagons, end quote, was posted on social media, a map of railroad targets for blocking military supplies bound for Ukraine. So they got some internal guerrilla warfare going on there, it sounds like. Interesting. According to the UK news outlet The Sun, Putin now has his team of taste his food and also replaced his entire personal staff of 1,000 people. Okay. You got to understand, when you have this raging paranoia taking place and you start really worrying about like the who can you trust, you really start running out of trusted people very quickly. You can only switch staff so many times before you're going from, these guys were, intimately tested, trusted, verified as good, and all this rest of this fine and happy falderall, to the next line of, well, we believe these guys are. Then finally you go to, we hope these guys are. And that's kind of what's going on now. According to the UK's news, the alleged attempt would occur shortly after Senator Lindsey Graham, Republican of South Carolina, called for someone to kill the Russian leader. Quote, is there a Brutus in Russia? Is there a more successful Colonel Stauffenberg in the Russian military? Graham tweeted on March 3rd. If you guys know anything about Stauffenberg, he was not a Nazi. He was definitely somebody who was a true German patriot that was like, Hitler is a bad guy. He needs to get knocked out of the business. If you look at the movie Valkyrie with Tom Cruise, that's a really good depiction of the way things took place. Not exactly absolutely 100% correct, but really, really close to being on point with what happened. Quote, the only way this ends is for somebody Russian to take this guy out. You would be doing your country and the world a great service, Graham added. The White House at the time quickly disavowed Graham's call and said its goal in Russia was not regime change. No, because Slow Joe was never, ever going to do anything like that. Quote, this is not the position of the United States government, certainly not a statement you hear come out of the mouth of anybody working in this administration, then White House spokesman Jen Peppermint Psaki said during a press briefing. When questioned about Graham's words, Psaki added, quote, "No, we are not advocating for the killing of the leader of a foreign country or regime change. That is not the policy of the United States," end quote. Yeah, but the world wouldn't cry if Putin went bye-bye, okay? Let's be completely honest here, okay? He is not a nice guy, and that's putting it mildly. He really is just not a nice guy. Let's see. Scrolly. Um, let me go back to the inbox here. There's like so many things just like nail me all at once, but I really want to get like some decent stories in. I think I've seen this one before. Let me verify this. Okay, yeah, this is one of the news stories I wanted to talk about. This one is absolutely emblematic of what happens when you're dealing with. Well, yeah, but I'm not talking about the fact that obviously he's out and around and he's now the guy that just. That's definitely caca. Just yeah, you just Anyway, we're talking about Joe
Dick!
No, caca. We're talking about Joe Caca.
You dick!
Joe Caca.
Uh-oh, retard alert! Retard alert, class!
Okay, okay, sound guy, I'll give you the poo-poo pants, okay? So Joe poo-poo pants. I'll give you that one, okay? Not well sourced. All right, so anyway, news story coming in from truthpress.news. At this point, Biden is the least popular president since World War II. I would say probably since the Civil War, but that's just me. Nearly a year and a half in office, President Joe Biden has become historically unpopular. According to the 538 daily polling average, only 41% approve of Biden on Monday, his 489th day in the White House, a whopping 54.6% disapproved. Okay, that's stuff that we all have been kind of seeing, but few past presidents have had such wide disapproval. In fact, Biden's numbers are the worst since World War II, according to the 538 formula. Republican George W. Bush had a 72% approval rating on the day 489 of his first term initiative after the aftermath of 9/11 and the beginning of the War on Terror. Dwight Eisenhower, John Kennedy, Lyndon Johnson, George H.W. Bush had also enjoyed approval ratings of more than 60% at this point in the presidencies. On the other end of the spectrum, both Jimmy Carter, who presided over a devastating energy crisis, and Harry Truman, who was grappling with railroad strikes, had approval ratings of 43.1% on day 489, still higher than Joe Caca's. Wow. I mean, just wow. We're talking about well, complete ratings, okay? We're talking about Joe. Thanks. Even former President Donald Trump, a brash leader who faced relentless negative media coverage, had higher approval at this point in his presidency, 42.2%. Under Biden's administration, this nation has endured a series of crises. The United States was embarrassed on the world stage during the counter withdrawal of Afghanistan in 2021. Biden also unleashed the worst border crisis in U.S. history. U.S. Customs and Border Patrol reported more than 1.7 million encounters of illegal immigrants at the southern border. Seizures of deadly fentanyl more than doubled in 2021. The drug is closely associated with the surge in overdose deaths, which reached a historic high. Okay, now here's the one that's really just gonna how do I say this without saying this? Oh, I got it. I got it. Yep. I got it. Don't worry about it, sound guy. I got this. A few days before Biden took office, gasoline was $2.37 per gallon, compared to where it is now, which is like $4.59 per gallon.
You dick!
Yeah. I mean, there's not a lot going on here, okay?
Dick!
I get it, okay? I get it. So most people are really, truly not the most happy about gas prices, and they just look at them daily and go,
You dick!
FJB.
You dick!
Yeah. So that's where we are with that one. Is what it is. He's not going to fix anything. He's not going to open the pipelines. Releasing the strategic reserve. There's a couple problems with that. Number one, obviously we don't have a strategic reserve, and you use the oil. Number two, 1 million gallons is literally a drop in the bucket. Number three, when it comes time to refill the strategic reserves, wow, just wow, unbelievable bad planning. Let's see. Obviously, there's more stuff about the Chinese Communist covert viral infection. Really don't want to talk about that one. Let's see here. Let's something. I got to tell you the courtroom things that I'm seeing back and forth about, like Johnny Depp and what Heard or whatever her name is. I cannot begin to tell you how hilarious I find Johnny Depp to be. And he just seems to be like the average guy dealing with a crazy person. It's just absolutely hilarious. I don't know how this person had this happen, but supposedly Nancy Pelosi, who is absolutely for abortion, ignored her archbishop's ban and received Holy Communion. As a Catholic, you really can't do that type of stuff. But anyway, so this is coming in from DailyWire.com. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi appears to have defied her archbishop's order not to receive Holy Communion in light of her pro-abortion stances and advocacy. The California Democrat attended Mass on Sunday at the Holy Trinity in Georgetown, where she received Holy Communion. The political playbook reported. Poll reports show that President Joe Biden often attends evening masses at parish as well. He's also not a Catholic. Anyway, it's not immediately clear which priest the Holy Trinity gave Pelosi communion, but he's in trouble. You're not supposed to do that. It's not immediately clear. That's another thing. None of the Jesuit priests on staff at the Holy Trinity, described as a parish of the powerful, responded to requests for comment from the Daily Wire. The parish website advertises on June 15 as Pride Mass and highlights a video of a gay man who says he's married to a man through the Catholic Church, teaches that marriage should only be between a man and a woman, and that under no circumstances will the church approve homosexual acts. That makes not a whole heck of a lot of sense here. Anyway, the church's pastor, Reverend C. Kevin Gillespie, has previously said that he would give communion to Biden, the most pro-abortion president in United States history, often described by his staff and liberal media as quote unquote as the devout Catholic. Okay, that's like saying, like, the most strident, observant Orthodox Jew is like, man, I'll tell you what, I'm just hankering for a bacon cheeseburger on a bagel, and I want to eat that thing right in the middle of Gaza. No, it's three things that should never, ever go together, okay? Everyone is welcome, Gillespie said of Biden in an interview with America's Magazine, a liberal Catholic outlet. He's a man of faith, and I would give communion to him like all the other Catholics coming up for the Eucharist. That's the thing, is when these guys get really squishy about, like, we're just going to mold the modern version of this. And, we're now more open. We're now more giving. We're more. Anyway, quote, we would certainly encourage him to improve his intimacy with God through the Eucharist, Gillespie told the publication. The Holy Trinity pastor formerly served as president of St. Joseph's University, associate provost of the Chicago-based Loyola University, and as assistant professor in the Department of Pastoral Care and Counseling at the Loyola University of Maryland, did not respond to requests for comment. No, because he would look really, really bad saying, I'm going to put this in black and white, Thor's hammer. I'm going to put this in black and white so you guys can basically really, really hose me later on this stuff. And I'll tell you where this is all coming from. This is coming from the top on down. Why? Because we have a commie pope. That's why. His openness for giving communion to pro-abortion president is apparently backed by the Archbishop of D.C., Wilton Gregory, who said in November 2020 he would also give communion to Biden. Guys, there's some stuff you just don't do. Quote, there will be moments when I'll be able to speak to him about faith, about the works he's trying to accomplish that he is supportive, and also areas where we're not going to agree, Gregory said, but I'm always going to try to do it in a respectful way. Basically, you're going to be a suck up to, somebody of like public notice, a politician, and you're going to try to make yourself look good because politically, you now are a suck up guy in the aspect of doing things that you really shouldn't do. Let's see. Looking at a room. Martinez Sasquatch, a reverse forklift for the cargo deck for the water heaters. Yeah, I've seen those before. Can reach the rafters, legal reasons, Dome Depot. Dome Depot. Okay, got it. Donna Rosie, appreciate you coming in the room, dude. Appreciate you hanging out with me tonight. Now you got many other things to do, but you decided to hang out with me, and I do appreciate your kind attentions. But yeah, it's this whole squishy thing about the Catholic Church, man. That's just really not cool. Okay, that's really, really not cool. Then, of course, this whole thing I found really interesting with Elon Musk. Elon basically makes a major, major inroad to really societally stick it to those guys who are on the other side of the aisle. And they're like, hey, we have something in the file cabinet we could pull out on him. That's right. We know for a fact he committed some sexual misconduct. The guy's worth billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars. Why haven't you sued him for that previously? Why is it now when it's only something that's ridiculously badly political, do you guys then go, oh no, we better stop him in his tracks? That's the part I find very, very interesting. If somebody is that mega rich, you take them to court. You make them pay for their actions. You don't go, oh, well, yeah, we're just going to stash this until later because you never know when it might pop up later on when it might serve some good purpose. Yeah, Tater's mom, because it didn't further their agenda back then. Exactly. That's, you know what? I got this one, sound guy. Tater's mom. Yeah. Exactly. Ding. You got that one on the mark. That's right. Exactly on the mark. All right, so looking at things as it is, if somebody's that mega rich and they're causing major problems, you sue the snot out of them. That's literally how you do it. You take their wallet. Okay, this is an older line from one of my coworkers' wives, and he was an older gentleman. His wife was also probably like towing 60ish or so. Still a really really strong personality female. And we got to talking once. The husband and me. So obviously, he was my boss at the place I used to wrench at. And we got to talking. He said, yeah, if she ever knew I was cheating, she would take my balls out through my wallet. It's like, man, if there's not a better depiction of what a chick's going to do in a courtroom, that's it. That's it. Let's see. Scrolly. I don't know if you guys heard about this one or not. This one is completely just wow. This is one of those ones that you really, truly did not expect to have happen. This one's coming also from DailyWire.com. Just give me 1 second here. Key member of Iran's elite Quds force who planned attack on Israelis in a brazen hit Sunday afternoon in Tehran. Colonel Hassan Sayed Khouardari, who was known for his work in Syria on behalf of the Islamic Revolution Guards Unit, was involved in planning attacks on Jews and Israelis around the world, the Jerusalem Post reported. He was shot dead in front of his home on Mujahideen Islam Street by assailants who fled, according to Iranian reports. Iranian IRGC Colonel Khouardari was shot 5 times and killed in Tehran by 2 people on a motorcycle, tweeted TV9 Middle East correspondent Aditya Raj Kul. The IRGC branded the assassination, quote, a criminal terrorist act of the counter-revolution and elements related to the global arrogance. While they did not point the finger directly at Israel, the modus operandi fits that of Israel's legendary Mossad, noted Iranian journalist Hossein Dialari. Then, of course, there's like before and after pictures. And I'll click on it. I don't care. Oh, yeah. Dude got drilled. He's like sitting in his car and he's like slumped over to the side. So apparently somebody rolled up on him and just lit him up. Photos on the social media appeared to show Qadari's body slumped over the steering wheel of his car. Some reports claimed that Iran arrested the assailant, so that could not be confirmed. The Jerusalem Post reported that hours after the assassination, the IRGC claimed it had arrested a network of thugs linked to the Mossad. Reports in Iran identified Qadari as a defender of the sanctuary, which the Times of Israel says refers to Iranians who carry out operations in Syria and Iraq within the Guards Elite Quds Force. The Israeli Defense Minister Benny Gantz refused to comment when asked about the assassination by a television station in Israel. Iranian news outlet Jadeh Iran reported that Qadari was a key figure in the country's military industry and was involved in its drone program. In March, the IRGC fired missiles at the site in Erbil, Iraq, which they said was used by the Mossad. The attack was reportedly in retaliation for an Israeli strike on an IRGC drone base in, I hate these names, Mehdasht, Iran. Iranian military operatives who lead attacks against Israel have a way of ending up dead in the streets of Tehran. In November 2020, the nation's chief military nuclear scientist, Mohsen Fakhrizadeh, was gunned down in Tehran, the Jerusalem Post reported. The Jewish Chronicle said he was killed by a 1-ton remote-controlled gun smuggled into the country in pieces by the Mossad using a secret team of more than 20 Israeli and Iranian nationals. Okay, there's a story behind the story here that most people really don't realize. The Iranians / Persians are not assholes. Basically, they just want their country to go back to the way it used to be. I mean, you see pictures of the really hardcore, just absolute Ayatollah-run crap hole that they've made the place. And it looks like you're basically looking at it like Bombay, India. I mean, it was like very, very futuristic, very, nice, clean buildings. Obviously, everybody's dressed in modern dress. And they were an upcoming society. These Ayatollah guys came in, became really fundamental, and they made the place run like a 14th century. How do I say this without saying this? I got it. I got it, sound guy. They made it run like a yeah, okay. They made it run like a big stinking pile of yeah, that's pretty much it. Just a big stinking pile of yeah, exactly. So where they had a modern society, these Ayatollah guys came in and just
Fatality.
yeah, they completely just wrecked the place. But anyway, so most of normal society in modern Iran is stuck under the thumb of these buttholes, and they can't get out of it. So the situation where they find themselves is potentially they can wear them down from within. Now, the other thing, too, is also your average Iranian does not want to have nuclear weapons stacked up everywhere going, yeah, we're going to show the rest of the world what it's like to stack up against us and the Arabs and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. There's a reason why the Mossad guys are so successful in Iran. It's because your average Iranian is like, didn't see anything. Jew guys going by, causing mayhem, fixing the problem. Just didn't see anything. Sorry, guys. Didn't see much, So anyway, that's where we are with that one. And hopefully they clean the house. And I would really, really like to see Iran made more modern yet again for these guys to enjoy the fruits of their labors. And your average Persian guy, they're not kinds of cool, man. They're just, everyone I've ever dealt with is like exceedingly nice. Their food's great. I mean, I love Persian food. So, yeah, it's all good stuff. And hopefully we can knock these guys out of power, lose the fundamental aspects, and make the country more like what it used to be. Would that be an interesting one? MIGA. Make Iran great again. MIGA and MAGA. Kind of like it. All right, folks, I'm going to break up with this one. Eco Cape 10 Ring, as always, you know, you love it. Coming up in an hour time period and good stuff like that there. So I guess it is time for me to roll out. I appreciate your kind attention. You guys hung out with me tonight, and I truly, truly, truly appreciate your kind attention. You guys have many other places to go, but you decided to hang out with me, and, well, I appreciate your kind attentions. So I'm going to break up with this one. Eco Cape 10 Ring, as always, you know, you love it, and you get a gold star for attendance. And I'll see you guys next week. Good stuff like that there. And I'll move out smartly, and you'll do the same. So see you guys next time, and catch you later. See you guys.